ठीक है, ठीक है,
Yeah.
ठीक है, थैंक यू।
तो आज अवंतिका आएगी?
हाँ, अवंतिका आएगी, इसने बोला था आएगी, मैं उसी को पिंग करती हूँ। वो स्कूल में पढ़ती है ना, तो एक क्लास से दूसरी क्लास में जाती है, तो बीच में फिर यहाँ निकल के आ जाती है।
हाँ, बिल्कुल।
एक heavy circuit.
बच्चे हैं आजकल के हैवी शेड्यूल, राइट। ओके, ज्वाइन करिए, अवंतिका इज गोइंग टू कम। तो विद्या जी, मैं सबको म्यूट करके और फिर आपको अनम्यूट कर दूंगी और अवंतिका को अनम्यूट कर दूंगी। हरे कृष्णा अवंतिका, गुड टू सी यू।
Good to see you.
ओके विदु जी, मैंने आपको अनम्यूट कर रखा है, आपको अनम्यूट कर दिया मैंने जी।
Avantika, you are in high school or college?
I'm in high school.
Okay. So you guys are doing online?
Yeah, everything's online for now.
Whenever you are ready.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hari Bol. Thank you so much, Avantika, for the wonderful.
बहुत धन्यवाद अवंतिका. Thank you so much. It was really so spiritual.
Very beautiful, beautiful. Both of you.
Yeah, and that is Bharat. That is Bharat, her cousin. And Avantika would like to tell us something about Bharat,
But oh,
where he studies and stuff like that.
सबको नमस्ते. मुझे देर हो गई थी आने में.
Okay, just hold on. I'll bring you back again. Let me mute because of the background sounds, and I'll just bring you back again, Avantika. I'm going to unmute you. Just give me a second here. Okay, yeah, you're back on. Go ahead. I can't hear you. No, I'm not able to hear you. Maybe your device is muted, or yeah. You're unmuted here, though.
Can you hear?
I think, yeah, now I can hear. I think it was an internet problem, intermittent. Yeah. Now you can again. Hare Krishna. Yeah, tell us.
Great. I play Madanga. I've been learning for like a year now. I'm Avantika's cousin. Yeah, and that's pretty much it.
Very good. Thank you so much for doing that. And which grade are you in?
8th.
We are in 8th grade. Yeah, so just about to get into high school. Yeah, that's a very nice way of life that you both of you have gotten me very impressed, and you are actually the beacons for the future generation of kids to come. So really appreciate, and I really appreciate. I know that you all have homeworks and classes and whatnot, but despite all that, you just come and give us a little time
No,
here.
thank you for the opportunity.
You're welcome. Krishna makes those opportunities available to the devotees like that. Okay.
Okay,
Thank
Hare
you so much.
Krishna.
Yeah, so I'm going to unmute all of you, and if you can just give a round of applause to Avantika
Yeah.
and Bharat by giving a clap. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Beta. God bless you both.
You have a sweet voice.
Thank you.
Yeah. And your tabla is good.
Okay, so I'm going to mute everybody, and then we'll just continue the next session here. And let's see. Okay, Avantika and Bharat, you're welcome to stay on here. And if you have to leave for a class, that's fine with us as well. So we'll open up Vidhu Mataji's line as well, and I'll ask her what she wants us to do next today. So Vidhu Mataji, you are on. Your microphone is on.
Yeah, I think you can start.
We'll go and start. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So, okay, good. So I'll start with the pranams.
I think you were at number 4.
Yeah, with
Three
the
we
number
really
4.
understood. Yeah.
Okay, good. I might do a little bit of a recap also in the beginning.
Oh, sure.
Sure.
I'll do that so that it comes back and also, I have given you the facilities that if you want to unmute yourself in the middle, I have muted all of you so that we don't have sounds, and giving you the facilities to unmute. If you have a question to ask or any comments to make, then you can always feel free to do that in the beginning. So without much ado, we'll just get started with the prayers, and I'm going to start sharing my screen.
Just 1 second, Shraddha ji. If any नए लोग अगर हों कोई, तो मैं बता दूं कि ये श्रद्धा देवी जी हैं. ये ISKCON से रिलेटेड हैं और ये फ्रीमोंट में रहती नहीं
Foster City.
फॉस्टर सिटी में रहती हैं। और जिन लोगों ने पिछली बार इनको सुना है, मंदिर में भी सुना है, आप लोग जानते हैं कितना इम्प्रेसिव है। तो हमने बहुत रिक्वेस्ट की कि इतना सबको अच्छा लगा, सबकी डिमांड पे हमने फिर इनको बुलाया है। सो भी धन्यवाद आपका बहुत बहुत, आप फिर से हमारे साथ जुड़ी।
Yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity to do Krishna Katha here. And so we'll just get started with the prayers. And Viduji, I will share my screen and I'll need a little bit of confirmation from you that you're able to see it on your screen.
Yes.
Can you see that? Okay, perfect. And so just let me do that here. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Shri Yuta Padkamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapt Kanchana Gorangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishubhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evcha Patita Nam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. So I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome all of you and to also thank you for coming to this, the Krishna Katha, and to share your reflections and ideas and your realizations. And thank you, special thanks to Vidhu Mataji for organizing this. And I'm from ISKCON, as she mentioned, and in ISKCON we address everybody as Mataji, and that is not a reflection on the age at all. We even call a 5-year-old girl as Mataji. And the idea is that to show some respect, because everybody is a soul, and it doesn't matter what type of a body a soul is in, the soul is, the same. So like that. So because that's the mood by which, so you'll sometimes see me addressing her as Mataji. So I just thought I might sometimes address you also like that. So I will start the session today with a recap of what we did last time. And so I had started talking about the 9 stages of devotional service. And I had covered some of them, and I was planning to cover all of them. Then Vidhu Mataji stopped me. She said, "No, you can't go that fast. You slow down." So I did slow down here. And so we'll get started then. I'll start sharing the screen again. And from time to time, when I'm asking you questions, I will mute you and unmute you so that you can share. And after you're spoken, if you can, just press the mute button on your machine, then it'll make it easy for us to work here, right? So just give me a second here. I've got some noise going on here. So I'll just close the doors and I'll be right back with you. Okay, I'm right back with you. Sorry about that. So let's get going here. And I am sharing my screen. Am I sharing my screen? Not yet, right? Okay. So let me share again, and we'll start with a quick recap of what we did. So the agenda for today is Kirtan, which Avantika did just now. And then we'll continue with our Krishna Katha on the 9 stages of devotional service. And then we'll open up for reflections. Feel free to unmute yourself anytime if you have any questions that you need to ask me. So I had asked you all last time that why you all were here. So obviously you all have got some connection with Krishna. So that's why you're here, to come and listen to the Krishna Katha. And we had also talked about the ultimate goal of life. So I'm going to unmute you all really quickly. And if you can tell me what we talked was the ultimate goal of life for a human being.
Peace of mind.
Peace of mind. Okay, any other thought, any other thing? Anybody remembers anything else? Peace of mind. Moksha or liberation. Okay, that's the ultimate goal.
Shraddha.
Faith. Okay.
Vishwas.
Love.
Shraddha, Vishwas. Okay, faith. Okay.
Go to heaven.
Go to heaven.
Peace.
Love.
Peace.
Okay, one more vote for peace.
More knowledge.
You want more knowledge? That's the ultimate goal of life. Okay. What else?
Believe in Supreme God.
Say that again.
Believe in Supreme God.
Believe in, so faith in God.
Supreme God.
Okay, the Supreme God. That's very nice.
Happiness.
Happiness. Okay.
Spirituality.
Sorry.
Spirituality.
I'm not able to hear. I'm not able to hear you clearly.
Uplifting spirituality.
Spirituality. Okay, to attain spirituality. Okay. What else? Okay, so I'm going to mute, and you have the facilities to unmute yourself, and I'll continue on with my presentation here. And so ultimate goal of life that we had talked about, and we had used the Sanskrit there, and we had said it was Mahan, the highest and the ultimate goal of life was Pumartho, which is for the human being. So ultimate goal for human being was love of Godhead, or prema, right? To achieve love of Godhead. So you had come pretty close, by way of saying, I should have faith in Supreme Lord. I should become spiritual. You become you become liberated. And so all these are, kind of like stages through which you will go and achieve the highest aim of human life, and that is to achieve love of God. And why we are emphasizing on that is that God is all powerful, right? But we don't want us to be afraid of God. We should not think of God as somebody who will unleash and release coronavirus on us because of whatever we have done, right? There could be punishment. So God is like a father. So we could get some punishments just as we punish our kids for the wrongdoings, but there's always a love at the back of that punishment. So similarly, whatever tribulations we go through in this life is actually love of Krishna that's being exposed to us. So, and that is the beauty of the Vedic literature, is that it asks you to love God, and that make that as the ultimate goal. Now, when we talk about love in life, right? So you've seen love in life, I'm sure. So if you can share with me that what are the different ways in which people love each other? Give me some examples of love. And you can unmute yourself by pressing your unmute thing, your audio button on your computers or your iPads or iPhones. Anybody wants to tell us that?
Be kind to others.
Being kind to others is one way of showing love. Okay.
To help the one you love.
Helping
To
others.
serve, or to serve them.
To serve them. Okay, that's a very good point, sir, because we'll come back and talk about that again. Okay.
Parents' love.
Parents' love. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what I was looking for. I'm looking for different types of love. So one of the examples that you said is parents' love. Okay,
Accept people unconditionally.
accept
Friends
them.
love.
Okay, so there is one
Friends.
variety is parents' love, right? So is everybody, if two people are in love with each other, then that's the only relationship, that one is the parent and another is the child, or are there other flavors of love also?
Like friendly love, friend love.
Friendly love is there. Okay, very good. So there can be love between friends,
Husband and wife.
husband and wife. Okay, right. So these are some of the more popular answers that we get when it comes to love. And there's other types of love also, which we rarely find these days because of the, say that,
Alaukic.
okay. Yeah, which is beyond all that. And we are talking right now about alokik love only, but by way of, Prema Pumarto Mahan is trying to get alokik love, which is spiritual love. But right now I was trying to gather examples of love even in this material world, right? So we have love, a parent has a love for a child has love for the parent, like that. Then friends love each other, and of course husband and wife love each other too. And then in this material world, there is another type of love which doesn't manifest much, and that is the love of a servant for the master, right? So sometimes you see in the old Hindi movies, we used to have a Ramu or somebody like that who was an old servant, very much dedicated to the hero's father, and he's ready to give his life in the end and things like that. So that's also a type of love, right? Which is known as dasya bhav. So when you love your master so much and you want to serve him as part of your exchange of love with him. So that is dasya bhav. Now that I have told you about dasya bhav, do you recall anybody who loves God as if they are God's servant from our scriptures? Any example?
Meera.
Mirabai. Yeah.
As
Meerabai.
Dama.
as a servant,
Oh, servant.
as a servant,
Shabri.
servant.
Hanumanji.
Hanumanji, yes,
Yeah.
Hanumanji is there, right? And Shabri was also there. She also did some service. She, gave the berries to the Lord. But Hanumanji
Sudama.
stops, right? Hanumanji stopped. Sudama was Sudama
Dama
servant?
Vasakha.
Friend.
Servant.
Right? Sudama is
Lakshman. Lakshman.
Lakshman is yes, Lakshman is also serving him, right? So you see, you can have a relationship with God. So when we say that your duty in life is to, or goal in life should be to attain love of God, it could be a love in any of these flavors, right? And then so these are four flavors that we talked about, and there's a fifth flavor also, and that is that you are so much in awe of the Lord. For example, when we tell you that the diameter of this earth, right, and you compare that with the size of your home, it's mind-boggling for us to think that how big the earth is, right? And then we go and somebody tells us about the solar system, and we say, oh, there are other planets in our system. There are 9, 10, I don't know, every year they keep on increasing one more planet. So they come and tell us that Jupiter is 7 times larger or something like that, right? So we then think like, oh, there are planets which are more big in size than our planet. So it's awesome. And then they tell, okay, your solar system, is not the Surumandal is not the only one, right? There are many such solar systems like that. And when you listen to astrology, they tell you there are millions of such systems there. Millions of solar systems, billions of solar systems, they're uncountable. If you look at the galaxy, the Milky Way, right? Akash Ganga and all that they say, they're huge. And then after going to the dimensions of this universe or this Brahman, which extends into billions of miles in size, then they tell us that all this, or this entire universe, is supported on a lotus, on the stem of a lotus. And that lotus is coming from the navel of Vishnu. So then we can imagine how powerful Vishnu is to be able to support an entire universe which has got billions of planets. So how small are we in comparison of that? And of course, how many are we? But despite all that, God still loves us. So sometimes people will not get that feeling for God. They are still tied down to the concept that God is huge, God is big, God is almighty, he's very powerful, he can kill me, like that. So they will then start worshiping the Lord with awe and reverence. They will never like to do anything wrong with them, right? On the other extremes are, these sakhas of Krishna or Radha Rani, in the prem bhav of Krishna, in the madhurya rasa of Krishna. And so the sakhas of Krishna don't even care that he's the supreme personality of Godhead, right? If they are playing together, they like to beat Krishna in their game. They like to win over him like that. So that's a totally different flavor that we have, right? So we have to keep in mind that prema pumarto mahan is the ultimate goal of our life, and we should strive to achieve that. Right? And then we said that devotional service will help us achieve that. We also talked about what pure devotional service is, and we said that it should not be flavored with any desires of our own, any desire to get the ultimate knowledge, any desire to get myself liberated, any desire that I want to go to heaven, right? My job should only be to do service which is favorable to Krishna, so anukelina to Krishna, right? And I should be doing something and not just sit down and relax and say I'm meditating and things like that. Then we took up this verse which talks about the 9 stages of devotional service, and we said adau shraddha, tataha sadhu sangha, tatha bhajana kriya, tato nartha nivritti, anartha nivritti, and then tato nishta ruchis, and then after that there is ruchi. So we covered 6 on this slide, and then the next one is atha shaktis, asaktis. Then after that you get asakti, tato bhavas, then you get bhava stage, and then finally is when you reach the stage of prema, right? So that is the ultimate goal of every human being, if you've got a body of the human being like that. So then we talked about adau shraddha, and we said that the faith has to come in the beginning, right? And what exactly is shraddha? So I quoted from Chaitanya Charitamrita, and I said, Shraddha shabde vishwas kahe, sudrida nischay, Krishna bhakti kaila sarva karma krita hoy. So what it says is that Shraddha is the faith. It is a strong faith that if I do devotional service to Krishna, then he's going to take care of everything. I don't have to worry about my daily needs, my nitty-gritties, etc. Krishna is there. He will take care of it like that. Then we had also talked about the stages of Shraddha. And anybody remember what we talked about as the stages of Shraddha?
One was Komal Shraddha,
Mm-hmm.
where you
Very
gave the example of kele ke ped ki tarah se.
Kele ke peड़, exactly. So we talked about that, right? So it's like a banana tree. And the other kind of Shraddha, what happens when the Shraddha is komal is that anybody can shake us, right?
Right.
Anybody can shake us out of whatever our faith is and say, look, whatever you're talking is bogus, this is useless, and this doesn't make any sense. We can do
And
that.
then other thing was people ka ped,
Yeah,
people ke ped ki tarah se.
Banyan tree, right? Banyan tree.
Banyan tree, yeah.
Right? Banyan tree. So it's like it is so
Nobody can
strong
move.
rooted. Yeah, good, very good. You got a good memory, Mati. So it's very strong rooted, and nobody can shake that faith. And so during the 9 stages of devotional service, Shraddha starts from the Komal stage. It is very soft in the beginning. And then as you progress through all the stages, it will become stronger and stronger as you go along, right? Then we had talked this story about Narad Muni going to a cobbler and a devotee of and a jnani, a yogi, sorry, a dhyan yogi. And we had talked about the story of, threading an elephant through the eye of a needle. And so Shraddha basically is that where you place your heart and your belief that, okay, this is what it is. This is what it is. This is the right thing. This is the right thing for me to do. I'm going to put my, heart in it. So that's what Shraddha is. In this context, there's a very interesting story that comes to light, and that is that there was once a famine in a village. And so obviously the villagers were dependent on agriculture. And if there's a famine, there's no rains, everything dries up, the cows will die, the animals will die, there'll be no water, people will be miserable. Okay? So what they decided to do was they said, okay, let us call a priest and let us get some relief, let us do some yajna. And we'll do some yajna so that because of yajna, you get the rains. So we will get the rains. So they called the priest, and the priest said, okay, I will do the yajna. And so tomorrow, everybody come there at 6 o'clock in the morning, and we'll do a 2-hour yagya, and you bring the ingredients. So then he gave a list of ingredients. There were flowers, there were fruits, there was ghee, samagri, and all that goes into that. So everybody brought that to the place where they were going to do this yagya. And he said, well, since you're dependent on agriculture, let's do this yagya right in the middle of the field. So they all went there to do the yagya, and they brought all the samagri there, right? They brought everything with them except for the fact that they did not bring an umbrella, right? So this tells you about how much faith you have. So if you really have the faith that, I'm going to do the yagya, the priest is guiding me, and we will have rains, then you will automatically bring an umbrella with you, because you don't want to be soaked up. So this is what it is in life, right? So then we come to Duryodhan. Duryodhan also had some Shraddha, right? And what was Duryodhan's Shraddha on? Right? So it was before the Mahabharata war, when they were, talking and engaging different kinds of people and different kinds of kings into, like, are you going to be on my side? And can you come and join me? And things like that. So then Duryodhana and Arjuna, both of them go to meet Krishna. And then when they go to meet Krishna, then Krishna was sleeping, and Arjuna went there first. So when Krishna was sleeping, so Arjuna, out of reverence, goes and stands by his feet and waits for Krishna to wake up, because it's bad manners to wake up somebody who is sleeping. And then later on, Duryodhan comes in for the same purpose. The idea was that they needed help for the Mahabharata war, and so Duryodhan obviously thinks, I'm a king, so he goes and stands by the head. So obviously, when Krishna wakes up, then he sees. The first thing that he sees when you wake up, you're lying down, and the first thing that you will see is the person, Arjuna. Exactly right. And because the first thing that you see is the person with whom you are, who's standing in front of your feet. So he looks at Arjuna, and then he turns around, and Duryodhana says something like, hello, hi, whatever. And then Krishna looks behind and says, oh, you're also standing here. And then he says, okay, so what brings you here? So then both of them start, talking together, that we have come to get your support for the war. And so Krishna says that both of you are asking for the same thing, so I have to give a choice. And he says, okay, I will give the choice first to Arjuna, because I saw him first, right? And he gives the choice to Arjuna, and Arjuna says, and he says, okay, I won't fight in the war. I will just be, there to guide you and advise you. And that is one choice. And the second choice is that you can take my entire Narayani Sena. So Krishna had a very powerful army, and he said, you can take that with you. So Arjuna says, Krishna, I want you. And Duryodhana is thinking in his head, oh, such a foolish decision, What did he do? He's crazy. Well, I'm very lucky. Today's my lucky day. I get to have the entire army. So Duryodhana's faith was not in Krishna. Duryodhana's faith was in the army. His faith was on the material strength. He was thinking that if I have the army, that's all I need to win this war. I don't need anything else with that. Right? So when it comes to faith, you should have the faith. And I wanted to warn you again that do not have blind faith. Don't have blind faith. It's a good idea to practice, to ask the questions of, whoever is telling you anything about devotional service. Feel free to ask questions. The entire Srimad Bhagavatam is full of questions. Arjuna is asking questions of Krishna all the time in the Bhagavad Gita. So feel free, always to ask questions, and never trust people blindly, because this is Kali Yuga. All kinds of people are there to tell you things in the name of devotional service. Then we also talked about sadhu sangha, and said that it's very, very important to have association of devotees. We also talked about how an iron rod, when it is in contact with fire, starts to behave like fire. And we said that, if you're in the association of devotees, then you will be, also you'll start to become like the devotees.
Who was he?
This
I
one?
missed.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we talked about how Parikshit Maharaj, when he was going to die, he, yeah. If you can mute your line for wherever the phone is ringing, that will help us. So
Parikshit. Okay.
Yeah, so this was Parikshit Maharaj, who was sentenced to be, who was cursed, actually, not sentenced. He was cursed to die in 7 days. So he's listening. So this is Parikshit Maharaj, and he's the emperor of the world. He's the grandson of Arjun, and he has been cursed to die in 7 days. So the last 7 days of his life, he's sitting in front of Shraddha devi Goswami and listening to Shrimad Bhagavatam, with his mouth. Because that was a question that he asked. And the question that he asked was that what is the duty of a man who is about to die? That's what he asked like that, So,
जी आप सबको म्यूट कर दीजिए, जिसको बोलना होगा वो अपने आप अपने को अनम्यूट कर लेगा.
हाँ, मैंने सबको म्यूट ही करा हुआ था, एंड देन आई थिंक कुछ लोगों ने अनम्यूट कर लिया होगा अपने आप को. मैंने कर रखा है सबको म्यूट. अभी फिर से सबको म्यूट कर दिया, दैट फिर आप भी अनम्यूट हो गए इसमें. मैं आपको अनम्यूट कर देती हूँ. विदु जी, आपको मैंने अनम्यूट कर रखा है. करने की कोशिश कर रही हूँ. Okay, yeah, you're good there. All right. So back again to the thing. So this is Parikshit Maharaj listening to Krishna Katha from Shukdev Goswami. And then we talked about Sadhu Sangha from that day, and the importance of Sadhu Sangha. Then we said that then once you have that, and once you come in the association of devotees, then you start to do things in a proper manner, right? So you start doing devotional service, you start copying whatever they are doing, but our thing is unsteady, So sometimes we will do the worship, sometimes we will not do it. Sometimes we will chant properly. Sometimes we will skip chanting. Sometimes we'll offer our food to Krishna. Sometimes we won't offer. We'll just eat like that, right? Like that. So we do things, but we are not perfect over there like that, right? So there could be some mistakes that we'll always do. And it is okay. At least we have started on the path, right? And then we come to like, okay, so why do we make mistakes when we are doing devotional service, right? Why is it that I make those kind of mistakes? And the reason is that I have got certain things which are etched in my psyche. From millions and millions of births, there are some anarthas, which are known as bad habits. So I've got some anarthas, and what I need to do is I need to get rid of these bad habits that I have. So give up unwanted habits that are detrimental to our devotional service. So that's what we're going to give up there. Anartha nivritti. So we come with many habits, and we have to make voluntary life changes to be able to get over and get rid of bad habits. And we can also make good habits. So give up the bad and bring in the good habits there as well. So for Anartha Nivritti, I just wanted to mention here that we have to be careful right from the beginning. And that is when we start to think about something. So our thoughts, we have to be very cognizant of what are we thinking about? What are our thoughts? And then your thoughts get translated into words, right? And when you speak, and then you do actions, certain actions you will perform after saying that. So we're saying those words. And when you repeat those actions over and over again, because you get the same thought over and over again every day, in a day, we get about 60,000 thoughts come to our mind. And out of those, only 20% are new thoughts. 80% are old thoughts. So if we had a bad thought today, there are chances that thought will appear again. And we will translate that into a word. We will do some action corresponding to that. And slowly, by doing that over and over and over and over again, it will become a habit. So just as when you have a rope, right? Even if you look at a steel rope or a hemp rope, these ropes are made up of filaments. And each filament is very tiny, it's very thin, you can cut it or you can break it. But when all these filaments slowly join each other, they get entangled, they get twisted around, then you get a very, very powerful rope, right? And you can tie ships to the harbor using those kind of ropes like that. So that is how the habits are. And the habits get attached to a consciousness like that, and we'll do that. Now, depending on the kind of habits that we have, that leads to our character. Good habits, good character. Bad habits, bad character. And then depending on our character, we will have and we'll be led to a suitable or an unsuitable destiny. And what is the destiny? What is the goal for us? We just talked about the goal a few minutes ago. What is the goal for the human being? Highest goal for a human being? And you can unmute yourself to answer that question.
Prem
Prem. Prem of whom? Who's prem? Prem
for the God.
Prem for the Lord, right? So that's the full
Yeah.
and complete answer. That
Yes.
ultimate destiny for the soul is to develop pure love of God, pure bhakti, and then, go back to Golok Vrindavan like that. Okay. So we have to then do very conscious looking inside. Is there a question coming there? I hear a few sounds. Okay, maybe no. Wait for just a. Yeah, so I need to be cognizant of the fact and accept the fact that I have got problems and I have got bad habits, right? So let's pause here and see some examples of bad habits that you might have or you noticed in other people.
Ego.
Ego, okay. And because of
Anger.
can you elaborate a little bit on ego, because it's a big thing?
Yeah, you just
What does it
think
make you do?
maybe think you are better than others, or because of that you may treat somebody lower than you.
Yeah, false identity. That's it.
False identity. Yeah.
Okay, false identity, yes. What are some
Anger.
Sorry?
Anger.
Anger is a bad habit, to get angry, okay, at the least provocation, right?
Greed. Propaganda.
Propaganda, bad propaganda, okay. Greed, okay, very good.
Jealousy.
Jealousy. We getting jealous of people.
Lying.
Hurt somebody.
Yeah.
Lying, okay, good, yeah. Every now and then, lying comes so easily, right? Without even thinking, we can come up with a story. Yeah, what else?
Being unfaithful.
Unfaithfulness, okay, yeah.
Lust.
Lust, yeah.
Comparing.
Greed.
Greed,
Greed. Oh, yeah.
Unloving.
not to love, okay.
Stealing.
Stealing came with a thunder.
Hatred.
Hatred,
Comparing.
compare and contrast, and then either look down or get jealous. Yeah.
Bigotry.
Bigotry, wow, that's a big one. Yeah. What about substance abuse?
Oh, yeah. Smoking. Yeah. Yeah.
What about killing?
Killing.
Right? Yeah, killing animals like that, right? Because they can't protest and things like that. So we can have anarthas. So these are anarthas, and they could be small anarthas in the beginning, but then ultimately they take shape and they become that very hard and fast rope which is there, right? So you have to go on what is called, my spiritual master calls that as a search and destroy mission. So you should be going and searching for anarthas. He just picked up one anartha, right? One anartha he picked up, and that was to waste time. Do you think that's a bad habit, to waste time?
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So he just picked up one anartha, and he wants us to, kind of just extrapolate that and do it for all the other anarthas that he has. So he's saying that look for areas. So if you find that I waste my time, so then he's saying look for areas in your life in which you have developed a habit of wasting time. So can you give me some examples of where you would waste time?
Watching TV.
Watching TV? Okay.
A lot of TV.
Lot of TV, okay.
Gossip.
Now is bad thing. We are watching a lot of TV.
Gossiping, okay. Okay.
Playing games on iPad.
Playing games on iPad, yeah. So gossiping, prajalpa, yeah, water cooler talks. Huh?
Gossip. Yeah.
Yeah. So we could be spending a lot of time in just doing that. How about preening? That's spending a lot of time, right? I mean, like, how little kids are there. They're born. They find the mirror very fascinating. They're looking at that. They'll try to lick the mirror because they see somebody's there, And then they kind of forget about the mirror because they have friends. And as they grow up, they sort of stop going in front of the mirror, and then they become teenagers, right? And how much time do you think a teenager spends in front of the mirror?
A
lot.
Hours and hours. How much time do they spend in the bathroom? They're conditioning the hair, do you think this, they're doing that, right? But the real glow of beauty and glow will automatically come to you when you start doing devotional service to the Lord. Devotees are very effulgent, a tej will come out of them because it's the devotional service is like that, right? So look for areas in your life where you spend a lot of time. Go ahead, Prabhu.
So since you're talking of devotion, I was just trying to figure out, is there a basic difference between an absolute devotee and a servant?
Depends on who you are serving.
Like Lord, in terms of Lord, if I'm saying,
Absolutely. Devotional service is service. There's the word service in it. It means serving the Lord, and people serve the Lord in various capacities and various, in various different ways, right? For example.
So does that mean a devotee or servant, they're one and the same?
Yes, a devotee is a servant. And the interesting thing is that the soul has been designed. The soul has been designed to be a servant of Lord. And that is the constitutional position of a soul. So soul is das. He's a das of the Lord. His duty is to serve the Lord. Now, you can serve the Lord in various different ways, right? And so service is a very inherent thing. And even if we set the devotional service aside for a moment and go and look at the material world, right? Even in the material world, we are constantly doing service, right? Naukri nahi hai to aafat aayi, right? Abhi layoff ho raha hai to bura haal, right? But then this is not service with love, right? Paisa dena hai, we want to earn money, so we go there. Tomorrow, if somebody says, I'm going to hire you for 5 times your salary and you have to work only for half the time, you will change your company like this, right? Because we don't have love for the current company. So in devotional service, there will be some sort of a love, and the shape of the love will be different, right? For example, Hanumanji, right, loves Ramchandri, loves Sita. He doesn't want to marry Sita. He wants to serve her, right? So that's the dasya bhav in which he serves her, right? Now we go to the next stage, right? So we go to Vatsalya bhav. So can you give me some example of how Yashoda Maiya serves Krishna?
She will
serve him, huh? How Yashoda serves Krishna or not?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, that's the right answer. And how does she serve him?
Several ways. Go,
with love.
Waking her up first thing in the morning. Yes. Before he wakes up, make makhan for him.
Yes.
So he will not feel hungry right away.
Yes. So she's doing some work. She's doing some service, right? She's doing that service. There's love for Krishna, but the shape of that love and the form of love is different. Is the love of a parent for the child, right? But the service concept is still there. Even if the love is different, she's still doing service. Now, because of her love, she might run after him also to beat him.
Yes.
Right? That's a different mood in which she's doing, but service is still inherent there in that. Now let's go and look at others, their friendship. Right? Who's Krishna's famous friend?
Sudama.
Sudama.
Okay.
Sudama was.
Who else is his friend from Bhagavad Gita?
Arjuna.
Arjuna is his friend, right? And how did Arjuna serve Krishna?
Pardon?
As his devotee or whatever you say, unquestioning master. Unquestioning master.
Yeah, for Arjuna, it was a gradual transformation, right? In the beginning, he was saying, I will not fight the war. But ultimately, in order to serve Krishna, right? When he realizes that Krishna is saying that I have come here for paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha duskritam. So I've come here to annihilate all the miscreants. So he knows that Krishna wants it, so I'm going to do it. So although he's a friend of Krishna, he's not a servant of Krishna. He's not Krishna's father, right? Or mother, but he still does it because of his relationship, of his friendly relationship, right? And then on the topmost is the Madhurya. right? The madhurya ras, so between husband and wife. So how does a husband serve the wife? How does the husband serve their wife?
Loving her.
They love her, and then wife is just satisfied with that, or does she want more?
Respect.
Protect her.
Respect her, respect her, love her, and then earn for her, right? Right? Section comes, you have to give roti, kapda, and makan, like that, right? Food and
Not here.
clothes and a house, right? So they will serve
in all possible manner.
yes, live in all possible manner if you want to stay in that house. Yeah. Yeah. And how does the wife serve the husband?
Same way.
Cook delicious food.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cooking, cleaning, and bearing the children, taking care of the children, taking care of the husband, finding his lost things. I can't find where I put this. I can't find where I put that. So they will do that. So you see the service is constantly going on. Service is the common thread. It doesn't matter which level and which type of love that you have. Service is the common thing. And that's what Prabhupada says, the founder of ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada. He says that in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, as it is, he says in the introduction chapter that service is an inherent quality of the soul. And that is why you'll find that the politicians are serving the citizens are serving the politicians, the servants are serving the masters. So everybody, you look around, they are serving somewhere or the other. But this is not the ultimate service. The ultimate service is that you have to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, like that, right? So that is what our aim should be.
With nishtha.
There you go. So now you're adding flavors. Very good. Very good, right? With determination, we are supposed to go and do that. Does that answer your question, Prabhu? All right. So let's go further. So we were on the search and destroy mission. So we are saying that look for areas in your life where you have developed a bad habit and try to deliberately replace that time-wasting habit with a productive, healthy, right? It's kind of like you're getting a blood transfusion. When people have got cancer, right, or have got some problem with the blood, people change their blood, right? People change the blood. So I guess that you remove the bad and you replace it with good. So there has got to be replacing, and you should have faith in the replacement technology. For example, if I give you a bottle of black ink, and I say that you make it white, so you'll be like, how do I make it white? Okay, so here's some milk. You use it to make it white. So the more white milk that you're going to pour into this black bottle, right? So what's going to happen? The bottle is already full. And as you start pouring the milk into it, some of the black ink will overflow and go out, right? And the more the milk that you start pouring into the bottle, you will at some point reach a stage where the contents of the bottle is all milk and the black ink has completely gone. That is known as anartha nivritti. Right? So that is anartha nivritti, when everything is gone. Every bad thing has left us like that. Okay?
That's not possible.
So it's known as substitution, method of substitution. So we are substituting bad habits with good habits. Okay. So let's do a little bit of a problem solving to see, is there any bad habit that you like to pick up here today and see how we can substitute that? Is there any bad habit that is on the top that you think we could address today? Any bad habit? No bad habits? That's very good.
lot of them, hard to decide.
Okay, let's pick anyone that comes to your head. Gossip? How about gossip? Is that a favorite?
Okay.
That's a common thread.
Right? Yeah. So common means that if we address gossip, then a lot of you will get a solution.
Yes.
Bad listener.
So what happens in gossip? Yeah, what happens in gossip?
Put somebody
False information.
False information about somebody.
Ninda.
Huh?
Exaggerating.
Hate each other.
Gossip loses its truth.
Gossip
Just with a third person.
And create a problem.
It creates a problem, right? And also you have noticed that we gossip about the person who's not there in the room.
True.
That's true.
Right? Okay. So how can you overcome this habit? Suppose somebody has a habit. I'm not saying you have the habit. Suppose you come across a person who comes to you and says, I have got this bad habit of gossiping. Please help me. How will you help? Let's talk about some ways that we can help. What the person does? Gossips.
Maybe
You
before
tell.
he says to anybody anything, he needs to find out how much truth in it.
Right.
I
Right.
think she needs to find out why she needs to gossip. True.
Very good.
What is
Going
the
to-
reason?
Yes, going to the root cause. Why is there a need to gossip? The gossip means that what sense organ do we use for gossiping?
Mind.
Mind. Free mind.
Mind.
Ma-
That's yes.
But
Pleasure.
if I just sit,
So pleasure.
Insecurity.
Fun.
Shakti.
Mouth.
mouth. I was looking for that because I can sit here and think of any rotten thing for anybody about anybody. The
Mouth.
world will not know, right?
True.
Still, I use my tongue to express my thoughts, right? So, and then gossip. So that's one. Yeah. So how do you think we can counteract? So there's an urge to speak. So there are urges. Vacho vegam. So vacho vegam is actually the highest. Urge is like a force, right? I was urged to do that. He was urging me to do that. She was urging me to do that. So the urge is like a force that comes with you. So the tongue has got this urge. It has to speak. Does it happen with you in your life? Even before you know the words are out of your mouth? Like that? Even before you know? So that urge has got to be controlled, right? So we will use substitution method, right? We talked about a black pot of ink and we said we're going to pour milk into it. So if the habit is to gossip, then, so this means that there's an urge of the tongue to speak, right? So one way is that you can take you can take gauze, and tie your tongue that, and put some rubber band, and that's it. Take your lips and then put more rubber band, and that's it. We have taken care of that, right? You can't do that because you need your tongue to eat food also, right? So that's not the method. So here's the thing that we have to remember is that when we have our senses, which includes the mind, by the way, so when we have our senses and we are trying to control the sense, so controlling of the sense doesn't mean that you're going to just tie it up and shut it down and say, I'm going to go on a Maun Vrata. I won't talk. Guess what happens when people keep those one-day Maun Vratas? On that day, you suddenly develop an urge to eat this and to eat that. And what do? You say, oh, I'm on a Maun Vrata. Okay, let me take a pencil and paper. I will write down my instructions and I will chat, right? And nowadays it's so easy. You can be on WhatsApp, you can be on text messages, all those places, and you're not using, nobody's hearing and you're talking. So talking just doesn't mean the talking on using your tongue, but talking can also mean writing emails, posting things on Facebook, unnecessary things on WhatsApp, unnecessary gossip on WhatsApp, just writing, right? But the thing is that the senses need some engagement. Artificially trying to take a sannyas from this, from my urge to speak is not going to help. So what you're going to use? You're going to use substitution, right? To substitute your urge to speak, right? Substitute your urge to speak bad things and untrue things about somebody else with better things to talk about. So give me some examples of better things that you can talk about.
So if we we are gossiping about someone, but we are not saying any untruth or any exaggeration fact, is that also a gossip then?
Yeah. So then, very good question. So if you're talking about somebody and it is not untrue, right? Then the next question is that why are we talking that, right?
To pass time, otherwise it's boring. Just to pass time.
Then it should be stopped. Then it should be stopped. Sometimes you will share certain things in confidence, somebody else's bad habits in confidence, because you are forewarning the others. Others might be innocent. Like some people might have a bad habit of borrowing money from you and never returning it, right? And so you have to, and then somebody else you see in front of you, he's planning this and planning that, and you realize that, okay, this person is going to get in touch and there might be some money thing involved. So you might just go and say that, look here, I just want to tell you, but these things are better done in confidence and not in groups. big people. Because even if there is a slight iota that we had a wrong idea about the other person, the moment the words come out of your mouth, you cannot put them back. They are gone. And then from your mouth to another person's mouth, and it'll spread very fast. I mean, spreading rumors and gossip about others is like, you take a bag of feather and you go to a crossroad, like, and open the bag, and it's windy, and that's it. All the feathers will go out. And there is no way that you can put them all back in. So words are like that. When they come out of the mouth, they can cause everlasting damage to people like that. So so when we are gossiping, but sometimes and criticism and gossiping, criticism is slightly different. It could also be based on wrong notions, but sometimes we have to criticize. For example, a boss has to criticize the subordinate in order to correct him, like that, right? But it also depends on the way you say it, where you say it, right? Gossiping usually has got a little tinge of enjoyment. I'm just doing it for fun. I'm bored.
Mhm.
That's what I'm doing. So if there's an urge to speak, then what can we substitute it for instead of gossip?
No, what about with positive thoughts, positive thinking?
There you go. Exactly.
Creative
Right.
criticism.
Right, creative. So every time that you have this urge to say something like, do you know what? Right? You try to substitute that with like, do you know Mr. X is going out with Miss Y? Instead of saying that, you can say, do you know Mr. X is very wonderful at programming? He's a wonderful mechanic. He's a wonderful this, wonderful that. Right? To try to look for good. And the Prabhupada used to say that, be like a honeybee. Be like a honeybee that goes after the honey. Don't be like a fly. You know what a fly goes after?
Everything,
That
anything.
is rotten, right? And anything that is rotten, that's where the fly will go by choice. So don't do that, right? Don't do that.
So chant small mantras.
Chant mantras. I was waiting somebody would say that. Very good. Right. So the best kind of use that you can put your tongue to is to chant the holy names of the Lord, chant the glories of the Lord. And actually, Parikshit Maharaj, whose picture you saw a few slides ago, when he was cursed to die in 7 days, he didn't say, oh, I haven't been to Hawaii, let me go to Hawaii. Or like, tell your wife, like, cook me all these things, I'm going to die. Or let me write my will and assign somebody to take ownership of this kingdom that I own and things like that, or just sit down and find out ways on how to kill that guy who had cursed him and things like that. He did not do that. He accepted that as a desire of the Lord. And when he sits down on the bank of the Ganges, he gives up all his royal paraphernalia, clothes, ornaments, everything, and he sits down there. And one question that he asks is that, what is the duty of a man about to die? And the second question that he asks is that, what is the duty of a man during his life? I'm dying, but that's fine. But what should I have done during my life? And Sukhdev Goswami says that, Ante Narayan Smriti. He says at the time of death, you have to remember Krishna. So people think that, okay, I can do whatever nonsense I want in my life. And in the end, I will remember Krishna. It's not going to happen, because your consciousness becomes, according to what you are thinking throughout your life. And I tell you, even if you're a devotee, sometimes the samskaras from our previous births can raise their ugly head, and you could think of something else totally different from what you have been doing. So it can happen. So a devotee always prays to Krishna that, Krishna, please make me remember you at the time of my death. But I am right now, I am just going to do your devotional service throughout the life, like that. So that he said, Ante Narayan Smriti you have to do. And then what are you supposed to do during the life? He said, Shrotavya Kirtitavyascha. So what is Shrotavya Kirtitavyas? Kirti is to glorify the Lord, which I am doing right now. Right? That's why I'm giving this class, right? And then Shrotavya means to listen. Who's hearing?
We are.
All of you are hearing, right? And once you hear this, what you're going to do, then you should go and do Kirtitavyas. You should now go and tell others about it. And that's how Krishna says that the person who explains this after telling the whole Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, Krishna says that whoever describes and propagates this information that I have just told you, whoever propagates this information to others is the most dear to me. Not just dear, most dear. So spreading the Krishna consciousness, spreading the word of the Lord, and you don't have to be a preacher, you don't have to become a pope to do that, nothing like that. You can start very small. Create your own devotee circle around you. Turn around to your kids. Make it a point that tonight, after this call is over, I'm going to call somebody in India and tell them one thing that I learned about Anartha Nivritti, right? Encourage them to read the Bhagavad Gita, encourage them to come to devotional service, encourage them to give up Anartha Nivritti, but say that in a very pleasant manner, not in an accusatory manner, not in a manner that they will feel shattered and they'll feel like I'm the down in the dumps like that, right? But that is what our aim should be. Now, just as when you find a nice restaurant where you can eat good food, you go and tell that to every friend, like, hey, did you go to Saffron? Oh, did you go to Tabla? Oh, these are wonderful restaurants that are open up in Modesto. So you want to share. So similarly, when you go deep into devotional service and you start understanding Krishna and you start understanding what a wonderful thing this devotional service is, then you would like to share it with other people as well. So we have to do that. So overcoming the anarthas, the anartha nivritti, for example, for gossiping, is that instead of gossiping, you can start talking about Krishna. Right?
Excuse me.
Go ahead.
What did Parikshit, when Parikshit asked that what he should do in 7 days, what was the answer there?
Yeah, so the answer he gave was that Shrotavya, right? Shrotavya Kirti Vattavya Cha, you should be listening to Krishna Katha and then you should be glorifying that, right? So obviously there was no time for him to glorify because he was already about to die, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have to tell you this, that and that is that Parikshit Maharaj, sometimes you think, oh, Parikshit Maharaj only had 7 days to live. How bad. Parikshit Maharaj was lucky that he knew he was going to die in 7 days. We don't even know that. We could die tomorrow. At least Parikshit Maharaj sat down with the Srimad Bhagavatam and listened. He sat down with Sukdev Goswami and listened to the Srimad Bhagavatam for 7 days and 7 nights without eating, without sleeping, like that. He just listened to him. He was a wonderful listener, like that. So, so that's what, yeah. And Sukdev Goswami was glorifying. So among the Shrotavyas, among the ones who are the best of listeners, Parikshit Maharaj is considered to be the best of listeners. And among the speakers, Sukdev Goswami is considered to be the best of the speakers because they both sat for 7 days and 7 nights without stopping.
Who told the story?
Shukdev Goswami.
Shukdev, yeah.
Shukdev Goswami, yeah, like that.
Yeah, that's
right.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I think I remember about it.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, so going back to our slide, over here. So we were talking about Anartha Nivritti. So am I sharing it with you? I'm not, right? Okay, let me share it here. So another thing that we should do is that we should make a habit list. List down all the bad habits you have and list down all the good habits you have. And if you're saying that I'm going to pick up these nice new 6 habits, so can you tell me what could be some nice new 6 habits that you can form? Just 6, I'm asking. 6 new habits that you can start from tomorrow.
Reading a book.
Reading a book, very good. So reading scriptures, okay. That's a good habit. Then what else?
Be more loving.
Be more loving, okay.
Offer some food to God.
Offer food to God, okay.
Respect.
Respect others, okay.
Chanting.
Be a good listener.
Be a good listener, okay.
Hare Krishna.
Be kind.
Chant, okay, be kind. Yeah, so you gave me more than 6, right? So today we are here in the call and it is fine. And the call is over, time is running out. And then you might say, okay, Shraddha Mataji, come back again. And that's fine. But there's certain things that you should do. After you hear something, you should apply it. Otherwise, it all feels very good, like that. Nothing comes out of it, right? So you have to make it a habit. You should make it a habit to make a habit list, right? So make a habit list. There are apps that are available on iPhone and Android, on your smart devices, where you can put down these habits. And then if you're saying that one of my habits was to be a good listener, then the habit list the software will come and remind you that, hey, have you been a good listener today? So then you can think and say, okay, was I a good listener or maybe not? And that's a reminder. So, okay, now I didn't know, I was not a good listener. I didn't listen to my wife. She was trying to say something, but I kept on doing my text messaging at that time. So, okay, now still I have got 6 hours left in the day today. So let me make a conscious effort to listen carefully. So like that, you make up a habit list and you go there, right? So another thing is that we have to remember that while we're doing the anarthas are going to be there in us, and anarthas you will also see anarthas in others. And Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, how do you handle both of them, right? So he says that, Api chet sudracharo bhaste mam ananya bhag sadhur eva samantavya samyak vyavasito hi sa shipram bhavati dharmatma shashvat shantim nigacchati kaunteya pratijanihi name bhaktya pranashyati. So he's saying that, if you see other devotees and they appear to be doing something wrong, he says that do not judge them. Just keep quiet because they are doing their devotional service. Shipram bhavati dharmatma. Even if they have bad habits, very quickly they will become a dharmatma. And he says, Kaunteya pratijanehi. Declare it very boldly, Arjuna, that my devotee never perishes. So that should be our mood when we go about, developing good habits. And when you start to do that, when you start to do devotional service, good habits will automatically come there. And Srimad Bhagavatam says, Sarver gunas tatra sama sate suraha. So when you're doing devotional service, all the good habits of the demigods come into you. Devta ke achhe gun come into you. Like that, right? Harav abhaktasya kuto mahatguna. They're saying, and one who is not a devotee of the Lord, what good habits does he have? Rarely any good habits they will have, Really good habits they will have that, right? Then also, when you realize that you have got lots of anarthas inside you, then you might say, what can I do? It could be very discouraging if your bad habit list is really, really long. And this is the time that you open your mind. You open your mind and you open your heart to Radha and Krishna. You should pray. You should pray to Krishna, and by praying to Krishna, the anarthas go away. That's one of the ways that you pray to Krishna. And so before you pray to Krishna and ask him for something, first you have to tell him who we are. We have to, before somebody can give us a job, we have to send them a resume. So what's our resume? Here's the resume. Matsamo nasti papatma naparadhi chakaschana parihare pilajjame kim bhuve purushottama. So what he's saying is that matsamo, there is nobody, there is na asti, there is nobody as bad as I am. Papi atma. Nobody is more aparadhi than I am. And I am hanging my head in shame. Lajja me. Kim Bruve Purushottama. Purushottam, oh Lord Krishna, what can I say? I'm such a papi atma. That's the mood with which we go there. Because unless and until we don't get into the mood, we won't be ready to be rectified. We won't want ourselves to be connected. Everything is going perfect. I'm the best person in this creation, like that. So right now we realize that I don't have any taste for doing devotional service. So the prayers begin for that, removing that anartha. And I want my mind to go and rest on Krishna. It doesn't rest on Krishna, doesn't want to think of Krishna. I sit down to chant and wants to go in 100 different places. So here the next verse from the Padma Purana, it is saying, Yuvati nam yatha yuni, yunam cha yuvatau yatha, mano bhi ramate tadvan, mano me ramatam tvai. So it's saying is that just as a young man, without any deviation and without any distractions, can think about a young woman all the time, and just as a young woman can think about the boys all the time, he's saying, in that mood, please, Krishna, let me also think about you. So laid our heart bare before Krishna and I've told him, right? But we have to remember that your prayer might not get answered immediately and quickly. Anartha nivritti takes a long time. There's so many cobwebs in our head. So many bad habits are being transferred from lifetimes after lifetimes. And these bad habits, they don't end with death. They get carried over to the next life. That's why you'll see sometimes a 2-year-old would like to drink alcohol, because he was an alcoholic in his previous birth. So it gets carried over. like that. But the good thing is your devotional service also gets carried over. So if bad habits can get carried over, good habits can also get carried over, right? So why not invest in the right thing, like that? Remember, anartha nivritti is not an easy journey. It's a serpentine road to reaching a stage of purity, right? And on the road, there will be tests that Krishna will put. On the road, sometime your car will be overturned. If you're sailing on the ocean, your boat will develop a hole. It happens all the time. It is not an easy journey. And that is why we say that don't do that journey alone. Don't try to do the journey of anartha nivritti all alone. That is why we have got groups like Alcoholic Anonymous, where people come together and they try to fight a bad habit.
Mama,
This devotional service that you're doing, this sadhu
what
sangha,
you look
we do that as well, right? Don't try to do it all alone. Don't even try to do devotional service all alone. Raja Bharat, Maharaj Bharat was trying to do devotional service all alone. And we know the story of how he became a deer. You know, he thought of a deer at the end of his life, he becomes a deer in his next life. So don't try to do that alone. Do it in the association of a devotee. So we should thank Vidhu Mataji for organizing these. I know a lot goes behind the scenes to organize these kind of calls. And it's for our purpose, it's for our good only. And even after this call is over, try to have your own small calls, try to have your own small get-togethers. Maybe you can all get together tomorrow and go over what we talked about anartha nivritti, because you forget, right? And the only way to prevent things from, going out of our heads is to repeat it again and again. So repetition will etch it into your psyche, like that. So I will stop here. It is 8 o'clock and we did only 1 out of the 9 items of devotional service.
That's okay. That's okay.
But yeah. But I thought that, we should go a little bit deeper.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I was going to make an announcement, and I think Shraddha ji, you will also like to hear it. You probably don't know, Mrs. Bali was in hospital. She was just having some issues of pain in the arm and all. So today they did the angiogram, and they found the 3 blocked arteries. So they put the 3 stents.
Oh, they did
So
also.
I think, so I just say to everybody, please pray for her, because now is the important part that her body accepts it. She's so weak and old. So let's hope that everything so far is good. And the family has asked, please do not call her.
Yes.
And also Sufla has asked that also she would be taking care of her, very busy. So she's sorry she will not be able to also call back everyone. So as soon as I get the information, I'll put it on the WhatsApp and you guys can see it. Okay. But so far she was good, but she was not yet, still under anesthesia by the time we started. So tomorrow we'll know how she's doing. But
procedure was done at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, it's very late. So that's why
it was
she's
very late, not in the morning. So it takes a while.
But her procedure was successful and she has 3 stents.
That's good.
Anyway,
And
Thank you, Vidhuji.
Yeah.
And she was feeling so bad, she'll miss your program. So she kept telling me, oh, I'll miss you. I'll miss you. I said, it's okay.
That's
Well,
Bali, but yeah.
You will come again when she is here anyway, right?
Yes. So I wanted to also mention that there's a lot of power in prayers.
Yes.
You can achieve a lot in prayers. And Mrs. Bali is a devotee, right? I mean, I still remember we had the Bhagavatam there and she was putting that in her car and distributing, going here and there. Very excited together with Vidhu Mataji. She has so many dreams for Modesto. And so when we do congregational chanting, when we do prayers together, they have got a more potencies there, like that. So I was thinking that can we then do a little?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it. All her friends are here, everybody who loves her is here. So.
Yeah, who would not love Shraddha?
He is that kind of person. Yeah.
He's that kind of a person. Yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay. So We will chant then, right? Chanting is right.
Can you mute everyone, because otherwise it will be too much echo.
Too much for that. Okay. So I will mute
Please,
everybody.
please mute everyone.
Okay. And then, but I want you to chant, right?
Yeah.
Hare Krishna mantra, and we will do that 11 times. So you can count them on your fingers like that, or you can follow what I'm saying. Try to chant in unison, together, or like try to follow my speed. So don't try to end it sooner, because if you try to go faster, then we might mispronounce it, right?
Okay.
So better, and keep Mrs. Bali in your heart. And our prayer to dear Lordship Shraddha and Madan Mohan is that please keep our dear devotee and a dear friend, Mrs. Shraddha Bali, safe. She has undergone a massive operation. And please also may Lord Narsingham Dev protect him. So we will do the mantras, and in the end, I will sing the Narsingham Pranams, so that Narsingham Dev is the form of Krishna in which he protects his devotees like that. Okay, so we will get started. I have muted all of you. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we're going to pray to a Narsingham Dev. So let me bring up a picture of Narsingham Dev here for all of us to meditate on. So earlier in the year, I was in Mayapur, where there's a temple of Radha, Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the gopis, and there's also a temple of Narsingham Dev there. And so every morning I used to go there for Mangal Arti. So I'm bringing up that deity, and it's a ferocious deity, but we need a ferocious form of Krishna to keep all unwanted things away from Shraddha Bali and Auntie. So let's share the screen here. Coming up, Narsingham Dev. Namaste Narasimhaya Prahlad Lad Daine Hiranyakashipur Vakshaha Shila Tankha Nakhalaye Ito Narsingha Parato Narsingho Yato Yami Tato Narsingho Bahir Narsingha Hidaye Narsingho Narsingha Madim Sharanam Prapadye Tabkar Kamal Vare Nakha Madbuddha Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubhringa केशव धृता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे। तब कर कमल भरे नखाम अद्भुत श्रृंगार, दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृंगा, केशवधृता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे। जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव, जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव, जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज, जय प्रहलाद महाराज, जय प्रहलाद महाराज। नित्य गौरा हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, नित्य गौरा हरि बोल, नित्य गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. So I'm going to unmute all of you, and I want all of you to say a big Hari Bol for the good recovery of Mrs. Shraddha Bali Auntie. Hari Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. One more time. Hari Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you. Thank you.
That
Thank you
was
so
very
much for joining.
beautiful.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका, बहुत बहुत।
ये आपने कौन से टेम्पल में है ये मूर्ति?
आपको ये सॉन्ग, आपको ये आरती अच्छी लगी नरसिंह देव?
हाँ अच्छी है,
वो बहुत अच्छी लगी।
कौन सा
बहुत अच्छी
टेम्पल
लगी
था
ना?
ये?
तो मैं
कौन
आपको अच्छा, तो फिर मैं आपको एक चीज मैंने बोली थी कि आज इन कॉल्स में हम जो करते हैं वो हमको अपने घर पे जाके भी करना चाहिए, विच मीन्स कि अगर बाली आंटी के लिए हमने पूजा करी है तो हमें रोज करनी है, राइट? तो आप लोग का ये अच्छा मौका है, भगवान ने आप लोग को मौका दिया है फिर से साधु संग करने का, कि आप लोग, मैं आपको ये मैं विधु जी को इस सॉन्ग के वर्ड्स भेज दूंगी। हाँ, मेरे पास इंग्लिश में लिखे हुए हैं, लेकिन आप पढ़ लोगे उसको। तो आप जो है बस मिल लो, कोई टाइम स्पेंड कर लो, कोई टाइम फिक्स कर लो, और उसमें मिल करके ये नरसिंह की प्रेयर्स कर लो। और मैं विधु जी से अलग से बात कर लूंगी कि अगर मेरे पास टाइम होगा तो मैं भी आके ज्वाइन कर सकती हूँ, राइट? इतना तो मुझे अपनी
Thank you.
तो we will just see how to do that। बल्कि मेरे और भी प्रोजेक्ट्स होते हैं तो हो सकता है मैं नहीं आ पाऊँ, लेकिन मैं मिसेस बाली तो मेरी प्रेयर्स में रहेंगी जब तक वो ठीक होके नहीं आ जाती, और उम्मीद है कि कृष्णा हमारी इस प्रेयर को जरूर सुनेंगे।
मैं ही पूछ रही थी आपसे कि ये किस टेम्पल में है ये?
पासवर्ड आई हम कहीं करा
कहाँ पर है ये टेम्पल?
ये प्रेयर ये दीदी जो है
तो बोल रखती थी ते ना पाइडी मैंने।
एक मिनट
म्यूट करती हूँ सबको जिसमें बोल सकूं। सो ये टेम्पल जो है मायापुर में है, कलकत्ता से अबाउट 135 किलोमीटर नॉर्थ ऑफ कैलकाटा ये टेम्पल है, बहुत सुंदर है। और ये प्रभुपाद ने बनाया था, वहाँ पे इस्कॉन के वर्ल्ड हेडक्वार्टर्स हैं, और उसी के बगल में प्रभुपाद चाहते थे कि इतना भव्य मंदिर बने कृष्णा का कि सबसे बड़ा मंदिर हो। और वो मंदिर जो है अभी हम लोग 50 अभी प्रभुपाद को गए हुए 50 साल हो गए हैं, इस्कॉन को एस्टैब्लिश करे 50 साल हो गए, और उनको गए हुए 78 में वो गए थे, तो ऑलमोस्ट 40 इयर्स के करीब हो गए हैं। एंड अभी भी वो मंदिर बन रहा है, क्योंकि आपको पता ही है कि मंदिर के लिए फंड चाहिए होते हैं, और जो वो बनेगा तो वो वर्ल्ड का बिगेस्ट मंदिर होगा। और उसका जो उसकी जो विजुअलाइजेशन थी प्रभुपाद ने करी थी, और मैं यहाँ पे आपको दिखाती हूँ। मैं अपना बैकग्राउंड चेंज कर रही हूँ, आपको ये देखिएगा मंदिर, ये वाला जो मंदिर है जो वहाँ पे इस्कॉन में बन रहा है। मैं वहाँ गई थी, हर साल जाके देखती हूँ, काफी मंदिर बन गया है, लेकिन 4-5 साल और लगेंगे इस मंदिर को बनने में। और इस मंदिर के ऊपर आप ये जो ध्वज देख रहे हैं, और ऊपर ये चक्र भी है इसका। तो आई वाज वेरी लकी दैट व्हेन दे इंस्टॉल्ड द चक्र आई वाज देयर एट द टेम्पल। like that. तो कभी आप इंडिया जाएं और मौका मिले तो आप इसको जरूर जाके इसको जरूर आइएगा. मैं आपको एड्रेस वगैरह उसका सारा बताऊंगी. तो उस मंदिर के अंदर के डीटीज हैं, उसमें राधा माधव अष्ट सखी हैं, राधा माधव और उनके 8 सखियां हैं, और क्या बोलते हैं, वहाँ पे नरसिंह देव भी हैं और पंचतत्व भी हैं, चैतन्य महाप्रभु भी हैं. और मायापुर के अंदर और भी बहुत सुंदर मंदिर हैं. वहाँ पे एक मंदिर है जहाँ पे नरसिंह देव ने जब हिरण्यकशिपु को मार दिया था, राइट, तो वो अहोबलम के पास में ये सब हुआ था. तो उसके बाद वो बहुत गुस्सा थे, बहुत गुस्सा आ रहा था भगवान को. तो उसके बाद मारने के बाद उनको थोड़ी शांति मिली, तो वो रेस्ट करने के लिए जहाँ आए थे वो जगह मायापुर है. और वहाँ पे नरसिंहम पल्ली करके है, जहाँ पे नरसिंह भगवान की मूर्ति है, वहाँ पे डीटी फॉर्म में है वो वहाँ पे. और वो जो मंदिर है वो सतयुग से चलता आ रहा है, तो वो मिलियंस ऑफ ईयर्स पुराना है. वहाँ पे बड़े सुंदर से नरसिंह देव भगवान है. और जब भी कभी आपको प्रॉब्लम हुए, जैसे कोरोना वायरस का आजकल चल रहा है, और मिसेस बाली ने तो अपनी आचार्य ही बन गई कि उन्होंने उन्होंने अपनी लाइफ से हमको ये सिखा दिया, ये लाइफ से सिखा दिया. मैं जैसे अभी थोड़ी देर पहले ही कह रही थी कि हमको खुद का पता नहीं रहता कि हमारे साथ क्या होने वाला है. हम कोरोना से डरते हैं, राइट, कभी नहीं सोचते कि हमें हार्ट अटैक हो सकता है. तो ये जगह जो है ये है ही ऐसी कि पदम पदम यत विपदम न तेषाम. तो जब पता नहीं है कि कब जा सकते हैं, तो इसलिए और आज की अनर्था निवृत्ति में भी हमने यही वाला पॉइंट उठाया था कि टाइम नहीं वेस्ट करना चाहिए, टाइम वेस्ट नहीं करना चाहिए बिल्कुल भी. और जो टाइम मिलता है फ्री में, ये भगवान ने हम सबके लिए फ्री टाइम अरेंज करा है, so that we can spend our time in Krishna consciousness. It is not just a happenstance that has happened. It is not that just by chance that this coronavirus came. It is Krishna's desire that people stop all the nonsense that we have been doing, sit down at home and really rethink our life to see what are we really doing over there. And the wise men, the wise people are going to use this time in enhancing their devotional service. So to that extent, Vidhu Mataji, if you're going to call me as many times as you call till we go through the 9 stages, I will adjust my schedule and I will do that for you like that. So and then let me now stop my change my background.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, like that.
It's a beautiful temple.
It's a beautiful temple, and it's a labor of love. And I have to tell you that the Ford Motor Company, the Ford Motors. So the grandson of Henry Ford, Alfred Ford, is a ISKCON devotee. He was a disciple of Srila Prabhupada, and he wanted to leave everything. He wanted to leave his company and say, Prabhupada, I want to follow you. That money, that empire has no attraction for me at all. And Prabhupada said, no, I want you to go back, and I want you to be a devotee as well as manage a company of that size, of the Ford Motor Company. And he said that I want to manage that because I want the whole world to know that to become a devotee, you don't have to give up your life. You don't have to give up what you're doing. You continue to do whatever, but be a Krishna conscious person. And can you imagine that if the big boss of a company is Krishna conscious person, right? How good it will be to work in that company like that, right? So that's what he does. He took initiation from Alfred Ford. He became Amrish Das, and he's old. Obviously, he's Prabhupada's disciple, so he's in his must be close to 70s or in his late 60s, like that. I'm 60, so he's older than I am, and he I think he donated close to $50 million towards this temple, like that. So it's not a matter of that, I have to take sannyas because I want to do Krishna consciousness. He's doing such a wonderful job. He's earning money and he's utilizing that money in Krishna conscious activities. And this world, what Prabhupada said, that when people come up over here, people are going to, people from all over the world should come to see this temple, like say that this is one of the wonders of the world. I mean, we always hear about Brahmaji, Brahma Lok. We hear about hellish planets. We hear about Indra Lok and all that. Where exactly are these planets? Where are those planets, right? So, I mean, we go to a planetarium, right? Planetarium, kabhi na kabhi have gone, right? What do they show us in planetarium? This is Sagittarius, this is Capricorn, this is this. So we are going to have a Vedic planetarium. The name of that temple is Temple of Vedic Planetarium. It's a 9-story tall building. I don't know whether you could see that in the picture, but it's 9-story tall. And there'll be an elevator over there which will run you up and down the lokas, the various lokas, upper planetary system, lower planetary systems, like that. So that was Prabhupada's dream, and his disciples are making it come true like that. So engage in devotional service, yeah, all the time.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. So I'll take leave of you, Vidhuji. And okay, so I have you. You can unmute yourself, I think.
Yeah.
Vanchikalpatrubhyascha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha gopremanande hari hari bol. And by the way, Avantika sings this prayer very beautifully. So maybe next time when she comes, we will tell her to do the Narsimha Marti, right? So that will be a change also for all of us like that. Okay. So good. I'm going to close this and I'm going to take your leave. I'm going to unmute all of you. I'm going to make you the host back again. Sidhuji, and let me leave here. And
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
I'm trying to find where we do Mataji. Okay, here.
मैं सबसे टॉप पे हूँ.
हाँ हाँ आप मेरी लिस्ट में थोड़ा नीचे हो क्योंकि जब भी कोई बोलते हैं ना तो वो ऊपर आ जाते हैं.
हरीश
Make host. Yeah, I made the host.
You can.
नहीं आपने किसी और को बना दिया. नमस्कार श्रद्धा जी. हरीश मेहरा.
ओ मैंने हरीश मेहरा जी
आपने
किसी आईफोन वाले को बनाया.
आईफोन को अच्छा पता है ये मूव करते रहते हैं. मैं हरीश मेहरा जी को बना रही थी. वो मूव करता है तो हाथ चल जाता है. लेट मी सी. नहीं मैं होस्ट नहीं हूँ. आप होस्ट हो. मैं मीटिंग से निकल जाती हूँ. आप
अनम्यूट कर लीजिए.
ठीक है मैं निकलती हूँ. ओके
हाँ चलो अगर